go again?
Yeah.
Okay. Robbie Deegan with the pop ball. And Ariel Robles strikes for old Belvedere. Maybe I'm going to do it a little bit down. I'm just trying to get the happy medium.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because the thing is, when I like the sound with that in the past has been actually perfect.
Yeah.
But when I commentate for Old Wesley,
Yeah.
it's almost like this thing is it can't even handle
Yeah,
like me.
yeah,
It can't even handle me in fourth gear. I can't
No,
even use
these
the
have
stuff.
a suppression system in them, so if you get loud, they should.
Okay, let's do it once. Let's do it once more. These guys are gonna freak out here.
Yeah, we're all.
Okay, wait. I'm just thinking of one thing. Okay. Gavin Nugent on debut scores for Old Belvedere. That's the loudest I'll get. It might be Dougherty, so there we go.
So this is it now.
Perfect. I'm going to leave it at that
So
the entire time.
You can get nice and loud at it.
Yeah, that's why I'm just going to leave it there because I know I'm safe. Because if I'm louder, what does that actually mean? Just leave it there. But if I spoke like that,
more about what's going on in the background. Whereas
okay.
I'm trying to think.
I just don't.
Can you hear? You can hear me there. So that brings up the level of the
voice.
Do you hear that as well?
Sorry for the Campbell. How are you doing? I know, I can't even believe it. I know, it's amazing. After 24 months.
It's taken a while.
It has taken a while.
Great to see you. Great to see you. Okay, you too. I won't interrupt you.
I'll chat to you after.
Okay, we will for sure.
Thanks, Ollie. Thanks, Ollie.
Ironically, I texted Johnny last night.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
And he replied this morning.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I'm keeping in touch with him now and then. So
great.
great.
So see, I'm still figuring this all out now. So if I throw your headphones on there. So we can also make you quite a bit louder there.
That's the thing. I want that at like a decent level that doesn't make my voice crackle at the person.
Try
okay, I'm gonna go loud. I'm gonna actually think of another one. Connor Field with his 5th try of the season. Does that sound better?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's the exact time. That's brilliant. That's perfect.
So there you go. So what we have there is we've mic sensitivity here, and then the level of the microphone here.
I'm gonna leave it at that the entire game.
Yeah. Whereas I will push Kieran a bit higher on that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And same gain. But I'm gonna turn the gain down. So you're on the two lines just because while the lads are having their lunch. So you're on the 2 lines.
But this is my voice, right? The level of my voice.
Yeah. Your input 1. So all of this is all you. All of this, Kieran.
And this controls the sounds around.
So that's the sensitivity of the microphone, whereas this is the volume on the microphone.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't know. That's still going through. So. stand 4 and then 3. 19.
Welcome to Ollie Campbell Park for this Division 1B clash between Old Belvedere, the hosts, and Banbridge, the visitors from up north. It is round. Start again.
Good defensive challenge here too.
Welcome to Ollie Campbell Park for this Division 1B clash between Old Belvedere, the hosts, and Banbridge, the visitors. It is the second half of the season commencing in round 10. There's been a 5-week break, and in round 9 both these sides played each other. Banbridge getting their first win of the season and beating Old Belvedere 18 points to 13. Head-to-head between both these sides. Well, ever since Banbridge came into Division 1B back in 2017-2018, there's been 7 games between the sides. Old Belvedere have won 3, Banbridge have won 4, with an average scoreline of 22 points to 21 in the favour of Banbridge. And we will have a minute silence for Aisling Murphy.
Thank you for your attention.
Sending everyone who knew Aisling Murphy all the strength in the world. It's a big game coming up here between Old Belvedere and Banbridge. As mentioned, it is a kind of a rematch between both the sides after round 9 5 weeks ago, where Banbridge won 18-13, their first victory of the season. And with me in the commentary box today is Kieran Noble. Kieran, great to have you here.
Happy New Year, Justin. Great to see you again. I'm just really looking forward to this second half of the season.
And although Banbridge have only won 1 game this season, they're pretty much a team that's on the up. They got 3 Ulster players playing for their side today, and they're 10th on the log. But a win here today will put them in position 9th. Old Belvedere are 7th. Old Belvedere also need a victory just to avoid the relegation week in April. And we ready to go then. Sheridan signals time on, and Tommy Whittle, the deep kick, and here's McGann. Just laying the platform for Banbridge. Kilpatrick is the scrum off, and just outside the 22. And Tom Ryan, the ever reliable. Good defense by Connor Field. Here's McMahon. Early possession for Old Belvedere. Here's the debutant, Gavin Nugent. And Pollard, the loose head prop. Atkinson. Whittle to McMahon in centre field. Going through the phases. Whittle to Ariel Robles. And good defense by Banbridge. Atkinson on the short side to McKee. And a penalty to Banbridge.
Really good start for Banbridge there. They look pretty comfortable in defence, and they'll be coming into this game with a lot of confidence, and they'll be hoping to make it 2 wins on the bounce.
Also, although they are bottom of the table, their average scoreline this season is 25 points to 17. And in the last 4 or 5 games, they've really given teams a tough time, particularly Old Wesley and Highfield. Close losses there. and they also beat Malone just after round 9 in terms of the Ulster Division Premiership. So they're a team that's on the up with 3 Ulster players. You know, the second half of the season might see them creeping up to 6th or 7th.
Yeah, I often think the second half of the season, maybe teams should look at it as a separate season and just take every game as it comes.
So Old Belvedere with the steal. Atkinson getting the offload. It's a loose ball, but it's gone back, so it's play on. And Dougherty is at the back. 51 points this season, including 2 tries, and he can be very dangerous. Kilpatrick. And here's Rob Little, the Ulster player. He's got tons of pace. Look at the ease at which he's running. Remarkable stuff by the left winger. Into the 22. Here come Banbridge. And they work the short side. Can they open the accounts? And Old Belvedere with a much needed penalty. But Robert Little, the left winger.
You said it, Justin, much needed for Old Belvedere there, but this is the great thing about the AIL at the minute. There's players from Ulster, Leinster, Munster coming back into the club scene, and look what Rob Little just did there. It could be a really good game for him, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do. It's also interesting today that Old Belvedere are without Justin Leonard. It'll be interesting to see how they cope without him, and will their game plan change at all. So that's something to look out for during the game.
So Old Belvedere in round 9 with their lineouts. They won all their lineouts against Banbridge. And an overthrow. And here's Crummy now, the captain, leading by example. Peter Crummy. And Kilpatrick has to dig. Stuart Crummy. Kilpatrick, Morrison to Crummy, the inside centre. Dougherty, a loose pass for Connor Field. And all a little bit scrappy. Connor Field, well, he is Banbridge's top try scorer this season with 4 tries. He has actually also scored 4 tries against Old Belvedere since the 2017-2018 season, so watch out for him.
He was almost getting number 5 there. But hey, Banbridge are starting on the front foot. They're really putting Old Belvedere under pressure, and they're really coming into this game kind of looking to get a really good start, but beat Old Belvedere for the second time. You know, that's obviously giving them great confidence. They can feel like they're not afraid of Old Belvedere here today, and they're not afraid of being on the road, so they'll be really looking for the win.
So Old Belvedere with the scrum. The scrum against Banbridge in round 9 on their own ball was pretty good. They only gave away 1 penalty. We'll have a reset. However, Banbridge on their own scrum against Old Belvedere in round 9 got plenty of penalties, and they really put Old Belvedere's scrum under pressure.
The set piece is key, as I say every week with you, Justin. I think if you can get your line out and your scrum right, it's a great platform to get other things right in the game. So great to see John McKee back as well today. The last day I was here against Navan, he wasn't available, and he's been Old Belvedere's standout player probably so far this season, and he was part of that Leinster development squad that beat Ireland under 20s last week.
It's gone down again, and Old Belvedere get a penalty. So that will be pleasing for Old Belvedere. And just to your point as well, Fionn McWay, Old Belvedere's number 6, also part of that Leinster development squad. Actually, Fionn McWay was brilliant against Banbridge in round 9 with 8 line-out takes and 3 line-out steals. He's an exceptional young talent as well.
Well, somebody you tweeted about last night, Justin, Donald Conroy scored 3 tries for an ace when they beat Navan, and he was part of that Leinster development side as well, and he got a try on that day as well. So yeah, there's some really good players on the Ireland under 20s panel at the minute and on the Leinster development side of things.
Connor O'Wendy And old Belvedere getting the maul going with John McKee at the back. He gained some meters. And he's under pressure. He's isolated here. But illegally so, according to Glenn Sheridan. So old Belvedere get another penalty.
Yeah, easy exits here for Old Belvedere and easy way to get out their own half. I'm not too sure about that last penalty. It looked a bit harsh, but I'm not a referee, so I'm not gonna say he was wrong. But yeah, look where Old Belvedere are now compared to where they were 2 minutes ago. So they'll be happy enough.
John McKee with 4 tries this season, the hooker. Former Ireland under-20. In fact, the entire front row today for Old Belvedere are former Irish under-20s. James Bollard, McKee and Ryan McMahon. And that's a let-off for Banbridge. And that's going to really frustrate Coach Ray Monaghan there.
Yeah, not to start John McKee would have wanted. The first was an overthrow and then that one wasn't straight. So, yeah, he just kind of has to build himself into the game and kind of rectify those mistakes. But not the start he would have wanted.
So Banbridge, led by the captain today, Peter Crummy, with 131 AIL caps. His brother, Josh Crummy, is at inside centre, and there would have been another brother, Michael Crummy, the tight head prop, who is out injured, and he has the most caps of them all. Stuart Crummy, the tight head prop starting today, is unrelated to them. So, and here comes a big shove from Old Belvedere. Kilpatrick for Morrison, and Connor Field to Dougherty. Beats one, and he beats Tommy Whittle as well. Here goes Dougherty now. A good break. He had a lot of work to do. And here's the outside centre in Joe Finnegan. Kilpatrick and Sinton, king of Spider-Man. Kilpatrick, Morrison to Lurd on the bust. Finds the scrum off Kilpatrick. Banbridge with some expansive stuff. Morrison with the skip ball. And that was great hands by Crummy. Connorfield. And that is great defense. And Glenn Sheridan will check with his official. But was Connorfield in for his 5th try of the season?
Well, if he was, it possibly try of the season contender there. If you look at the whole build-up play to that, it was amazing. The amount of meters they were making, no mistakes. It was just great to watch.
So Connorfield's 5th try of the season, and it's also his 5th try against Old Belvedere for the right winger.
That's a pretty good record to have.
It all started by the kicker, by Adam Dougherty, with that break. 51 points this season, including 2 tries. And it is his 119th cap today.
That was a French-style try almost, the way they played there. A bit of flair.
Dougherty. And off the bar. So it's Banbridge 5, Old Belvedere 0. And what an opening score for the right winger, Connor Field, their leading try scorer this season. And they're really a team on the up.
The ideal start for the Ulstermen. That's exactly what they would have wanted. But for Old Belvedere now, they just have to steady the ship and try and grow into the game.
Sinton to Morrison. The yard off. He's actually a former number 13 and late in his career taking the reins at Adolf.
I'd say he's enjoying that, in fairness. Big one for John McKee, this one. He needs to get it right. Just for his own sake, he needs to kind of settle whatever it is that's going on with him, if it's nerves or... That was a nice one.
Good take by McWay. And McKee at the back. Just happy to let it go and gain some valuable meters. McCann is trying to come through the centre, the Ulster player. And McKee peeling away. And Aaron Atkinson at the base for Pollard, the loose head prop. Wendy with the dummy. So keeping it at close quarters, trying to earn the right to go wide. Yeah, old Belvedere. And they want to hit back. McMahon. McKee. And it is a penalty. David McCann penalised there. And decision time for old Belvedere right out in front.
Yeah, that's a real feature of old Belvedere's game, keeping the ball in tight. That's what they like to do, kind of with the likes of McMahon. They like the big carries and Wendy. But then Banbridge are probably the opposite so far from what we've seen. They want to keep the ball alive and they want to run with it. So it's very interesting, the contrast.
Whittle. And he makes no mistake. So it's Banbridge 5, Old Belvedere 3.
Considering how dominant Banbridge have been in this first 14 minutes or so, 5-3 isn't the worst kind of result for Old Belvedere. They're only 2 points behind, so yeah, it's not too bad for them, and they're at home as well, so they can kind of feed off the crowd. But Banbridge will be hoping to get a big win on the road now, their first of the season.
Dougherty. And Jack Keating. And Atkinson. And that ball's not out. Yes, Sinton to Dougherty. The danger man who sparked the first try. Also set up Connor Field's try against Old Belvedere in round 9. Crummy for Morrison and McCann. Beating one defender with ease there. Really good stepping and the pop pass. And they're really trying to play some rugby, Banbridge. And here's Finnegan, the outside centre. And competitive at the breakdown, but it's play on. And that time was Chambers. Kilpatrick. Crummy, the inside centre. Kilpatrick, Crummy once more. And yes, Dougherty, and he's really lighting up. A few breaks, and Banbridge get a penalty as well, but he's looking absolutely electric.
They're really exciting to watch. They just want to play with the ball. KBA, as Ron Nagar would say, keep the ball alive. It's really exciting to watch. And every time they're making loads of meters, Old Belvedere can't be able to. It doesn't seem like they can stop them at the minute, which is worrying for them.
Also, if we just look at their last few games, well, they beat Old Belvedere 18 points to 13 in round 9, but then they came really close against Old Wesley with 24 points to 14. Old Wesley with a late try to put 10 points on the difference there, but then they only lost by 7 points to Highfield. They had a narrow loss against Malone, and then also a narrow loss against Nace. But in these last 5 or so rounds, they've really been close. And a few of those games could have gone their way, especially against the likes of Highfield and Old Wesley. And those two teams are top of the table. And that actually just shows you the pedigree that Banbridge do have.
I think those games would have been building blocks for them to get to where they are now. And sometimes it's about luck as well. They were probably on the wrong side of a couple of results. where they could have won it if things went a little bit differently, and that's the nature of the AIL. Sometimes things don't, the rub of the green doesn't go for some teams and it does for other teams, but the way they're playing today, they can really take this game by the scruff of the neck and make it 2 wins from 2.
Doherty. And it's off the bar again. And anything can happen here. And it's taken by Will MacDonald. And back to Whittle. And McCann is under that, but he keeps it alive for Robert Little. He's already got a line break today. Ariel Robles having a crack. And over that vantage line, good play by the winger. Whittle to Pollard. And that's been lost forward. And Banbridge will have a scrum. There is a player down for Banbridge in the form of Josh Crummy, the inside centre. 76 caps at All Ireland League.
The only thing I'd say for Old Belvedere is I'd be a bit wary about kicking that ball away, because the way Banbridge are with the ball and how efficient they are, I wouldn't give them possession because they're eating up the meters. On that occasion they kicked the ball back to Old Belvedere, but I wouldn't be giving them easy possession. And it's great to see, Justin, with all this the current COVID situation, that a lot of these games could go ahead this weekend, and it's great to see.
Never good to see a player go down, and Crummy, well, he looks like he will be leaving the park. A very experienced inside centre. It'll be interesting to see who Banbridge bring on. It'll probably be Ross Cartmel, who will win his 18th cap for Banbridge at All Ireland League level.
That's a pity, because the Banbridge backline have been amazing so far, in my opinion, like what they've been doing. So it'll be interesting to see if the substitution can keep that level of play.
It's gone down, and illegally so, according to Glenn Sheridan, and it's right out in front as well. And it seems that Banbridge, well, they got a lot of scrum penalties in favour of them in round 9 against Old Belvedere, and the problem might be continuing, and they're going to go for touch here as well.
Well, that's no surprise, given that they missed the conversion for the first try and then the penalty a couple of minutes ago, so that's probably the smart decision. Old Belvedere will look to disrupt this line out. Banbridge will be looking for a quick ball and hopefully get it out to their backs.
Banbridge just about get it back. And here's Laird now. Kilpatrick to McCann, who's been busy. And look at the leg drive as well. Great power. And Tom Ryan, he needs to get out of there. Kilpatrick, here's Crummy. Once more. And John McKee is over that ball, but we'll come back for the penalty. Captain Peter Crummy, what will the call be?
Banbridge are really under their skin at the minute. I think they're really irritating them, and Belvedere are a bit shook, I think. You know, they weren't expecting this kind of, for Banbridge to come out this way and so positively and in their face, and I really think they're a bit taken aback by this start.
So Adam Doherty to have another shot at goal. He's hit the upright twice, but looking to make it a 5-point ball game out here at Ollie Campbell Park. And this time, he makes no mistake, the fullback. So it's Banbridge 8, Old Belvedere 3. And this is going to be one very fascinating contest here on Banbridge here to play. And they're continuing with where they left off at the end of the first half of the season.
It's almost like the third half of the contest, I suppose, and Banbridge have come into it just like they were probably in the second half of the first game. So yeah, like you said.
McCann tackled by Robles. Good defense by the winger. And Morrison to Dougherty, and he has a little searching for another line break, trying to get the offload away. And Old Belvedere, they'll be breathing a sigh of relief that time.
Yeah, the player just overran it there, and it didn't find him. But yeah, that is a sigh of relief for Old Belvedere. But now look where they are. This is a really good position for them, and they'll probably keep it in tight, I'd say. Get a good platform from the line out. Maybe might even see a John McKee maul that we're so used to seeing. But it's only 5 points.
And up goes MacDonald, Aaron Atkinson, Whittle, and they're using the back line this time. And Tom Ryan in centre field, Aaron Atkinson, and he has Keating. 2 tries in his last 2 games. And hitting the line hard was MacDonald. And Banbridge, they'll love this turnover. Old Belvedere on the back foot again. And Tommy Whittle and McCann is over him. And Old Belvedere have done well to recover that ball. Big pressure from Banbridge's number 7. And here's McWay. Old Belvedere taking their time, and here's McMahon. And they get a penalty, not rolling away. And Dave O'Connor, the big man, is penalised.
The shift that McCann's putting in so far is unreal. What he's doing for his team around the park. But Old Belvedere look a bit... They look a bit confused, and they look like they don't really know where they're going so far. And like a deer in headlights or something, they're just a bit stuck. And they'll be looking forward to the halftime break, I think.
Tommy Whittle finding some distance. Glenn Sheridan having a chat with David McCann, former Ireland under-20s as well in 2019-2020 with 9 appearances and 2 tries. It's his 9th cap today for Banbridge. And Kieran, while this Division 1B table just gets more interesting by the week. There was a Friday game, of course, yesterday. Nace, well, before that game, they were sitting on 4th, and they managed to creep up to 3rd yesterday evening. And they've won 4 on the bounce, and they've got a return now 6 from 10. But for the previous 5 rounds before that, they just had 2 wins, and it just shows you that if a team can gather a little bit of steam, they can really start to put pressure on. And Banbridge, if they can come away with something like they did against Old Belvedere in round 9, and with the way they're playing, you can just imagine what it would do for the confidence levels. And you could see a team like Banbridge maybe even cracking a 6th or 5th position on the table if other teams are not careful and not wary of them.
Yeah, the momentum swings funny in the area. You know, teams go through bad patches, they go through good patches. And that's the thing about Nace that you said. A few months ago, we were kind of worried about Nace. Were they going to be involved in a relegation battle? But now look at them, they're in a playoff battle. So things can change pretty quickly.
And it's all pretty messy, and Morrison, the out off, sends it to Keating. He's wrapped up by Crummy and O'Connor as well. Whittle with the skip ball. And here's William MacDonald. Tom Ryan, players on the left. Here's Ariel Robles. And Tom Ryan with the pick and go. Whittle. And that's a good kick by the out half, Tommy Whittle.
Really good touch finder there from Tommy Whittle. Really good territory for Old Belvedere. Another game I'd love to be watching today is Mary's versus Malone. I think it was 42-42 in round 9. So that was unbelievable scoreline. So I'd like to figure out what's going on there. I might check at halftime.
And Mary's were actually winning that game by a long way as well. So it just shows you can never switch off. But here's Peter Crummy, the captain. It's a good take by O'Connor. Conor Wendy trying to get through the centre. Kilpatrick to Finnegan. And Morrison. And that's a superb kick. And Robles with the dummy. But Banbridge really looking comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, they definitely look the more settled of the two sides. Old Belvedere, as I said, they just don't seem to be really here yet, if you know what I mean. They're kind of maybe still in the dressing room a little bit. The only real positive for Old Belvedere is, as I said before, it's only 5 points, which isn't a lot. Like, it could change around easily. One try would make it a draw, and then a conversion would put them in the lead, so it's not the end of the world for them.
And another turnover at line-out time. Very uncharacteristic of Old Belvedere. But then Banbridge with an unforced error.
The only thing I'm thinking about now is, in these AIL games, we usually see periods of teams doing good in the first half and then the other team maybe doing good in the second half. So maybe Banbridge, even though they've been really dominant in the first half, maybe Old Belvedere will have their period of dominance in the second half. So maybe Banbridge aren't maybe capitalising on their period of dominance as well as they should be. That's my only worry for them, that 8 points and as much dominance as they've had, that'll be the only worry. And for Old Belvedere, they just need the halftime whistle, and they need to just get into their huddle and sort a few things out.
Here comes the shove, and they get the penalty as well, Old Belvedere. So some positivity for the pack.
Exactly what they needed, just to lift their spirits a little bit. A penalty at the scrum. The last few haven't went their way, so they'll be happy with that.
So a big day for Tommy Whittle stepping in for Justin Leonard. Justin Leonard with 68 points this season.
Old Belvedere need to stay here now. They haven't had any sustained period of possession in opposition territory, so like they need to just kind of stay here, and it doesn't go to plan.
They've given away another line out to Old Belvedere. Kilpatrick, Morrison and Finnegan. The cut-out pass to Cartmell. And McCann really having a good shift. Kilpatrick on the short side to Togerty. Really exciting when that fullback gets the ball. Jack Breen penalised.
Yeah, just like I said a few seconds ago, when Old Belvedere are in those good areas of the pitch, they just don't seem to be able to capitalise. There's just something not clicking for them at the minute. John McKee at the line out, it's just not really working. They're just not, and even when they did when they went out to the backs about 5-10 minutes ago, it didn't really go to plan. They just knocked it on, and then the kick, it was sent all the way back down the pitch. So, yeah, they just look a bit disjointed. And
normally Old Belvedere's a side who can really rely on their set piece because it's normally pretty good, and it's the way they really build their game, and they like to take it up with the forwards. So if Banbridge do cut out that live support, it will be big problems for Old Belvedere.
well, I do think we are seeing them have serious problems at the minute, you know, because the line out isn't working like it usually does, and yeah, it would be a real worry for their coaching team.
And John McKee coming through with a steal. So lineouts on both sides not really functioning, and that's a scrappy pass. Here's Nugent, the debutant. Kilpatrick giving chase there, trying to put the pressure on. And Dougherty assessing his options. And then it's been knocked on by Connor Field, but we'll come back for a penalty. And that's got to really be frustrating for Old Belvedere.
It's been a weird last 10 minutes, I think, for both teams. There hasn't been any real sustained possession for either. It's kind of been real stop-start, you know, whether it's been a penalty, whether it's been a knock-on, whether it's been a line-out. It's been really strange, actually.
And that ball's not out. Going for distance, Dougherty. And that's a really good kick.
That's exactly what I mean. Neither team at the minute are able to capitalise on any kind of advantage that they may have.
Much needed relief there for Old Belvedere. And if that ball just had a little bit more power, it would have been a 5-metre scrum to Banbridge. O'Connor, Kilpatrick, Morrison, and he has Lurd, the lock forward. Kilpatrick to Dougherty, and it's another line break. And he has Connor Field on his right. He goes back on the inside to his halfback in the form of Kilpatrick. Beautiful rugby by Banbridge. Danger all over the park. Here they come. Morrison with a dummy, and then the ball to McCann. Looking for try number 2. Kilpatrick, Morrison back on the inside to O'Connor. Kilpatrick, Little going for the offload again. And there could be trouble here for Old Belvedere. But Banbridge just look devastating when they get the ball out wide. Ariel Robles is going to go to the bin here, and that's costly.
But they look like they're enjoying it as well. Like, look at the way they're carrying out the ball with one hand. They're just kind of flaunting it around the place. It's brilliant to see. And Old Belvedere are in serious trouble here. And Ariel Robles going to the bin really isn't going to help them. I'm wondering now, Justin, did that defeat to Banbridge a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago before Christmas, really affect Old Belvedere and really catch them on the hop? And maybe they haven't recovered from that mentally. Because it can be pretty disheartening when you lose to a team. You're probably... Banbridge's form going into that wasn't great at all. That was like they hadn't won a game in the season. And Old Belvedere probably expected to beat them handy enough, and losing to them, it can have big impacts on your kind of confidence as a team.
So Banbridge, Peter Crummy, the skipper, going for the conservative option, taking the points. And it'll mean Banbridge will have an 8-point lead.
What do you think of that, Justin? Would you have went for the corner, or would you have taken the points?
I think I'll just believe in Peter Crummy. He's the skipper with 131 caps. Well, actually 132 now.
Yeah, with that amount of caps, we can trust that he knows what he's doing.
Slots it with ease. The fullback, Adam Doherty. And it's Banbridge 11, Old Belvedere 3. And also for Old Belvedere, well, they've got Navan next weekend, Kieran. But then right after that, they've got Old Wesley, St. Mary's and Highfield all in a row. So they need results.
It's funny, Justin, because when I was here doing the Navan match, I said that Navan kind of, the 2 games against Banbridge and then the next one against Navan was kind of a pod of 4 games where Old Belvedere should really target winning them all. But now if they lose this, they're in serious trouble.
So the King of Spider-Man lining up on the charge. And then some positive play by the number 8. Here's Morrison again and Doherty. And he's setting off on a journey once more, the fullback. Some standouts here for Banbridge. In fact, their whole side is really playing well. McMahon with a massive tackle. Kilpatrick. And here's Weir.
The Old Belvedere defence is really loose.
Morrison. O'Connor. And space on the left here. Here's Finnegan. Gaining some meters. Kilpatrick. And here's Chambers. Kilpatrick works the short side to McCann. And he lets it go. Beautiful stuff. Here's Finnegan again. Gets off though to Kilpatrick. And Old Belvedere, well, they're surviving with these penalties at crucial times. And Jack Keating was in there. And John McKee.
The real good thing about Old Belvedere's game is their physicality and getting in the face of their opponents. But today they seem to be giving Banbridge way too much room to work. That's why they're getting these offloads off and running at them like way too much room. Like, I'm kind of wondering, what was their game plan going into this game? Or is there any game plan? Like, I'm a bit confused, to be honest. Because it's not something that we're used to seeing as commentators so far this season. It's not really the way they usually play. Maybe that's a massive credit to Banbridge, though, as well, and the way they're playing.
So lineouts back on track, taken by Will MacDonald, who played his rugby at school for Rondebosch Boys High School in Cape Town of South Africa. And here's McKee, and he whips it out to Whittle, and here's Jack Keating off the wing. And here's Ryan. Banbridge up very flat. Atkinson for McKee. Tackled by Little. And here's Breen. So what can Old Belvedere do here? It's an inside ball from Whittle to Bollard, and that has gone forward.
They're asking themselves, where is that halftime whistle? Why haven't I heard it yet?
It'll be interesting to see what Banbridge try to do with these last few minutes here with possession, if they can get the scrum right. Will they play it wide? Will they kick it downtown? But they definitely at the moment do not look like a side who is 10 in 1B. That's for sure.
No, absolutely not. And maybe they are taking the approach that they're on 0 points and this is a brand new season. But yeah, their backline are doing a lot of talking at the minute, so it'll be interesting to see what they're planning here.
Kilpatrick. And he goes left to Morrison with a beautiful ball. To Doherty again. He's made so many meters in this fixture. And Old Belvedere coming to the rescue. And it's play on. Lurd, he leaves it behind. Banbridge yet making another line break. And I think it was Jack Breen who came to the rescue there for Old Belvedere.
Yeah, but Doherty isn't scared of them. he's kind of enjoying like just going at them. He doesn't seem to like worry about being tackled or the possibility of it. Like he just seems to think, oh, I can pretty much run through these guys. Like he seems really confident.
So not long to go now before the halftime oranges here at Ollie Campbell Park. And do Banbridge have something up their sleeves? And O'Connor with the take. And they get the rolling maul going. And it's a beautiful sight. But old Belvedere. And that is exceptional from old Belvedere. And they can go into the halftime break. It's Banbridge 11, old Belvedere 3. Kieran, thoughts?
Banbridge, it looked like a good maul up until that Belvedere spoiled it, but the old Belvedere special with the maul. Old Belvedere just need to get into the huddle, talk to their coaches, see what the problem is. And for Banbridge, their coach will be saying more of the same, lads. Go at it again in the second half.
So a big 40 minutes to come. Don't go anywhere. So massive 40 minutes to come here. And Kieran, you get the feeling that this is a big moment in the season. Round 10, first game of the second half of the season. Banbridge get a victory here. They go to 9th position and they can build on that. Old Belvedere on 17 points in 7th position. They need points to just keep some distance between themselves and 9th place and potentially get up to 4th place.
This could be the biggest 40 minutes of the season for both teams.
So Will MacDonald placing it back. Atkinson to Whittle. And it's taken by Sinton. Get out of the road. Tremendous carry by the number 8, Kilpatrick. And here's Lurd, nice tackled by Connor Wendy. Massive collision in centre field. It's Morrison. There's an overlap here. Dougherty to Finnegan, and he's got Little on his outside. And into the 22 he goes. Kilpatrick. And here's O'Connor. Banbridge go on the short side to Dougherty to Finnegan. And O'Connor once more. Also being industrious. Kilpatrick with the dummy for Morrison. And here's McCann who lets it go to Robert Little with the skip pass. Beautiful stuff for the king of the Spider-Man. The number 8. Rob Sinton strikes for Banbridge. What a try.
We talked about that Banbridge looked like they came into this game off the confidence of the last win. And the first half was brilliant for them, but they seem to just go, let's just steamroll them. What a start for them. What do Old Belvedere do from here? Like, that's not the start they would have wanted.
Well, it's glorious to watch. Banbridge letting the ball go, and can you believe it, Kieran? It's the 15th of January, but Banbridge are playing like it's a summer's day out there. Remarkable stuff.
Yeah, they've came with a clear game plan just to throw it around and just enjoy yourself, really. I think they're smiling out there, and they're just enjoying playing a bit of rugby. Old Belvedere seem a bit tense, whereas Banbridge seem like they're just enjoying it.
Rob Sinton, his second try of the season, scored a try in round 2 against Shannon. And Dougherty now to add the extras. And that is across the face of the uprights. But such confidence shown.
5 points straight out of the gate in the second half.
And Ariel Robles also with a player down. That's really costed Old Belvedere.
I think this next kind of 37, 38 minutes will really kind of test Old Belvedere's character as a squad.
And here's McCann. He's got good footwork. And what a prospect he is. And Peter Crummy, he'll be proud so far of the Banbridge performance. Kilpatrick for Morrison. And Tom Ryan lets it go. And Gavin Nugent will have a crack in place of Colin Hogan today, who's away. And Tom Ryan tackled by Stuart Crummy and Andrew Morrison. Slow ball here for Old Belvedere. And Banbridge potentially a bit lucky, and they get the turnover. And there's just there's various points of play in the Old Belvedere attack that is really frustrating them, and they're just struggling to get a bit of momentum.
Yeah, they just seem to be really struggling to string any sort of phases together. You know, they're in a bit of bother at the minute. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the scrum as well.
So Banbridge Kilpatrick with the feed. And Morrison lets it go. Yes, Connerfield. A try scorer in the beginning of this fixture. Yes, McCann again. You can really see the quality, the Ulster quality from the number 7. And Morrison, not afraid of the dogfight. Taking on old Belvedere. Yes, Doherty for little. Terrific footwork. And that ball is loose. And old Belvedere, they got to start putting things together. And that is a pretty good kick. Almost overcooked.
Yeah, really good kick. But I think they're, as I said before, like I think that kick gets them out of a bit of trouble, but it'll be interesting to see if they can really do anything.
Getting the call there from Stuart Crummy, the tight head prop, who is the County Down Young Farmer champion 3 years in a row, going for the 4th year in a row. And Banbridge get the penalty. Can you imagine winning Young Farmer Championship 4 years in a row? He's done it 3 times over 2019, 2020 and 2021. The tight head prop.
Well used to putting in a hard day's work, I'd say, on and off the field.
And he's number 6, Alex Weirdo. Also a local farmer, so I'm sure he gets a lot of tips from the tight head prop.
Yeah. Where's Sean O'Brien and Tyke Furlong when you need them? It's interesting though, the way the likes of Little coming in and McCann, the Ulster players, the confidence that they can give a squad.
Good take by Weirdo, and here's Kilpatrick for Morrison for Finnegan. Really crisp at the moment from Banbridge. John McKee looked a little bit offside there, but it's play on. Yes, Sinton back on the inside. Terrific stuff for Robert Little. And he's still going, and he gets the offload away to Crummy, the skipper. And it is just beautiful to watch. And you could see that inside ball coming. It was almost telegraphed, Kieran, but so good at the same time.
Yeah, Rob Little, so exciting. He was a bit unfortunate, like he was a bit isolated there, and he was trying to look to see where he was going to go, and then he threw the pass. But look at Banbridge, they're just not really, I don't even know if they're really thinking about what they're doing. They're just enjoying it, like it's all instinct. They're playing off instincts here.
License to roam. So old Belvedere inside their 22, and they've coughed up a lot of line breaks. And Banbridge really looking dominant and creative at the same time. And here comes the shove from Banbridge. Old Belvedere under a lot of pressure, and they managed to get it out. And Morrison and Finnegan going for the choke tackle, and they might get a turnover. That is exceptional defense by Banbridge, and they are really pumped.
I think that choke tackle symbolises the whole game so far, really. Banbridge has just been all over Old Belvedere, causing them all sorts of problems. And I was thinking back there, there hasn't really been a period in the game where you can say that Old Belvedere looked like the better team, even for a few minutes. Banbridge have been relentless in everything they've been doing.
Chris Lawless is on the park for Old Belvedere. Sees AIL a debut. Old Belvedere under 20. So what a way to make your debut. He's got the opportunity to spark old Belvedere, the flanker. But a lot of work to do here. Banbridge in a very threatening position. And here's McCann. Thoroughbred qualities. The number 7, Morrison, who's really looked dangerous, and he's setting off here. Morrison for the score. Exceptional stuff from Banbridge. And that is his second try of the season. He scored against Old Belvedere in round 9 as well.
Yeah, Ryan McMahon fell off the tackle there, or he didn't make the tackle. Yeah, Old Belvedere's defence is pretty non-existent so far, really. And Banbridge are just taking every opportunity. Will we see a bonus point for Banbridge? That'll really be the icing on the cake for them.
Try number 3. Also quite physical as well, Morrison. A lanky player. What about converting from 13 to 10? And he's had a few cracks at the Old Belvedere defensive line as well.
Yeah. Well, I think, as I said, the Old Belvedere defensive line is a bit disjointed today. I don't know what's going on. So he's spotting those little opportunities to make a break or a half break. And the whole team is really Rob Little. Banbridge have just been excellent. What a way to start the new year for them.
Doherty, and this time he gets it right. Adding more points to the board. And it's a 20-point gap at the moment.
I don't know about you, Justin, but I genuinely thought on the car the way up here that this was going to be a really close, nail-biting kind of affair. But it's not turning out that way.
Well, they need something special, Old Belvedere. He needs to start with a try. That's a fantastic take by O'Connor. Kilpatrick for Peter Crummy into John McKee's opposite. And Morrison for Doherty. And Nugent lets it bounce. And it's play. No, it's not play on. That's a super kick by Nugent. But you get the feeling, Kieran, that Banbridge won't mind that at all. They've got the ball back. And they've got a 20-point cushion here.
Well, I think they enjoy being in possession, to be honest, and they enjoy throwing it around. So that won't bother them. What a start to this half, kind of coming in the way that they have, you know, in the last 13 minutes. Like 2 tries, you know, they look really exciting.
And up goes McCann. He taps it back for Kilpatrick and Morrison and Lurd in centre field. Kilpatrick and Morrison with the dummy. Really looking dangerous. O'Connor. I'll Belvedere up for that time. And a lovely looking caterpillar ruck. And Robles, a tester, and he does really well, Ariel Robles. And he's still going. And then unfortunately, he lets it go. But he initially did really well there, Kieran.
That kind of sums up Old Belvedere's day, though, so far. Any time they've kind of got anything kind of going, it just hasn't went to plan. If it keeps going the way it's going, I think the journey back up to the north will be a great one for the Banbridge boys.
It'll be jovial. Yeah. Old Belvedere, they need 3 converted tries. Hugh Flood is on the field, number 17. Banbridge, if they can get 5 points here, well, they need 1 more try. If they can get the win, they'll only actually be 2 points behind Malone and 4 behind Old Belvedere, but it all depends on what happens with Malone and St. Mary's. Malone at home against St. Mary's. And here is Finnegan. He's really been busy. And the penalty is given away. And it needs to start now for Old Belvedere. They really need to score the next try.
Don't even think about winning the game at this point. Just take each play as it comes and just get one try. Then once you get the one try, focus on getting another one. Just take everything as it comes now for Old Belvedere and just try and get something going. Even if they don't win this game, just the way they finish it could have a massive impact how they go into the next game against Navan. I think just for confidence levels.
So all they go for their bread and butter. Old Belvedere, the rolling maul, followed by John McKee at the back.
A hooker's dream.
And up goes McWay. And O'Connor trying to come through the centre. And McKee has it. And Atkinson is there as well, putting the pressure on. John McKee gets his 5th try of the season. And that was decisive, Kieran. Really good stuff from Old Belvedere. Efficiently executed.
If you were to put money on John McKee to get a maul try every time he plays, you could be a rich man, I think. That's what Old Belvedere are good at, just those sort of tries. And they've kind of, because their line-out hasn't went to plan, they've kind of went away from the blueprint of the way they usually play. But that's exactly what they need. There's still 20 plus minutes on the clock here. And look, just try and get back into the game.
So Tommy Whittle. And he knocks it over. So really good kick there. $23 points to 10.
Will there be a few more twists in the tail?
Tom Ryan. And Atkinson. It's taken by Doherty. View flood coming in there as well for Old Belvedere. And McKee and Owendy with the tackle. Kilpatrick and O'Connor flicks it on. Kilpatrick, Morrison and Finnegan for Little coming off his wing. Kilpatrick. Morrison. And Banbridge, while keeping patient, they were losing meters, but they come away with a penalty for not rolling away.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need, because when a team like Old Belvedere score a try like that, the one thing you don't want to do is let them back into the game easily. So Banbridge, important penalty for them.
Max Little on the park as well for Banbridge. And his younger brother is Robert Little, the left winger. And Adam Hanna is also on the park for Banbridge, number 17. To win his second AIL cap. McGann. And Crummy. Kilpatrick. Morrison. And it's a loose pass, but Doherty is there. Always seems to make meters. Banbridge have the free play. It's Kilpatrick Morrison once more. Crummy. Oh, look at this. But into touch it goes. He knew he had the free play.
Banbridge not letting that try get into their head anyway. They're just going about their business, just doing their thing. And Old Belvedere need to keep their discipline. They don't want another player going to the bin.
Jamie McAleese coming onto the park. Former Stade de France under 23 back in the day.
Banbridge looking to add 3 points here.
So Banbridge, well, I just want to make sure of the win. And there's still plenty of time to get that 4th try. And also just a few points like this will put even more pressure on Old Belvedere to play and potentially make more mistakes.
Just go for it, I suppose. Which isn't really... It's funny because... yeah, it's not really in Belvedere's DNA to kind of play that open kind of game, but they might have to if they want to even get a losing bonus point here.
And Doherty gets the 3. And it's 26 points to 10 in favour of Banbridge. But also, Kieran, you say that, but Old Belvedere, they do have the players to play an expansive game as well. But they just have to have a go at the right time.
Yeah.
But they haven't had the platform today as well.
Well, they're missing their top try scorer today, which is probably why I'd worry for them if they were to play that game.
If we just look at the Banbridge fixtures to come, next week they have Old Wesley at home, and then they have Highfield away, and it doesn't get really any bigger than that from a 1B perspective. But given their performances over the last 5 rounds and the fact that they got really close against Highfield, and Old Wesley, you know, they could get a victory. It is possible. But they need to make sure of this one first and just keep the confidence going. But Old Wesley have to go to Rifle Park to play Banbridge next week. And that's going to be a really tough one for the team who's ranked number 2 in 1B.
I think Banbridge just need to go into every game, kind of like the way they've went into this one. Just kind of don't worry about it too much. Don't overthink it. Just go for it.
So here we go for Old Belvedere. And McAleese and Cartmel with no number for Doherty. And he must have well over 100 meters in this fixture. The fullback. Finnegan for Cartmel. And he had little on his outside. And Old Belvedere with a much needed steal. And McWay for Owendy, the skipper, Whittle, and Tom Ryan going for the fend on McGann. Atkinson for McWay. Whittle, Owendy in centre field to Robbie Deegan, and it's been poached by Little. Really good stuff from the wing. And here's Crummy looking for a bit of razzle dazzle. Here's Allard. Kilpatrick. And it's another loose pass, but they've got so much room here. Banbridge, just Doherty, Mr. Danger Man for Little. Robert Little with the switch pass to Connor Field. And old Belvedere with yet another turnover. But at the moment, Banbridge, it just looks like they've got so much space and so much time. And if it wasn't for these old Belvedere turnovers and penalties, they might have had another few tries on the board as well.
Yeah, it was probably on there, to be fair, if he hadn't got isolated. Yeah, but Banbridge, they're just going for it, really, and they are being afforded way too much space. I've said that all game, that old Belvedere aren't getting tight enough and kind of getting in their face. And Rob Little, like you've seen him do for Ulster so much. Like, give him any sort of room and he'll take advantage of it. So
that's definitely been a boost for Banbridge, having 3 Ulster players on your side. What it does for the players around them.
it is a real boost to have guys like that coming into your squad, especially when you're last in the division and maybe your confidence has been low at times this season. But to have those guys coming in and kind of giving you that bit of energy, and it can really help you. I feel like Banbridge haven't given Old Belvedere any time to really get into the game since the very first whistle. They've kind of went for them from the very start at a high tempo, and I don't think Old Belvedere have been able to cope with it.
So there's Banbridge 26, Old Belvedere 10. Problem with the scoreboard on the screen, but we will keep you updated with the scoreline, especially if you're just joining us. And Banbridge with 3 tries in this game, chasing a bonus point. And Old Belvedere with a scrum penalty. Also a debut here for David Wilkinson, the number 20. And Old Belvedere under 20 as well. And Adam Hanna in a little bit of pain, the number 17. And hopefully he is okay.
Yeah, never nice to see a player go down. Old Belvedere will be hoping to get this into the corner and build from that. But that last kick from Banbridge has pushed it out to more than a 2-score game now, which makes a big difference. Old Belvedere effectively have to try and get 2 tries and a penalty, 2 converted tries and a penalty.
Banbridge and Old Belvedere both with a lot of history and produced really good players. And with Old Belvedere, you think of the likes of Ollie Campbell and Antonio O'Reilly, who's in the World Rugby Hall of Fame and has also scored the most tries, or the most test tries for a line, 6 in total. And then you look at Banbridge, who have produced Rory Best and a few others as well in recent times, James Hume, Nick Timoney and Eric O'Sullivan. Still a lot of time to go, yeah.
Well, Belvedere have produced some of the real pure legends of Irish rugby. Some of the guys you mentioned there, like, they're just world class. A different era, I suppose.
McKee for MacDonald, Atkinson and Wilkinson. And here's McAleese for Jack Keating. With lots of room, but he was well covered. Good scramble by Banbridge. McKee to McWay. Atkinson on the short side. Tackled by Lurd and Tom Ryan. And Old Belvedere will have the scrum.
First real time we've seen Jack Keaton get a bit of room to do anything, and he looked like he was away there, to be fair, but yeah. Old Belvedere have been a little bit more positive in the last Old Belvedere have been a lot more positive in the last kind of 10 minutes or so.
A try here for Old Belvedere will just give them some hope. Still quite a lot of time left for anything to happen. A big push from Old Belvedere and they get the penalty.
I think they should just go. They should just play. I get why they go to the line out because their maul is such a strong part of their game. But in that situation, I think when you're like more than 2 tries down, you just need to, no stoppages really. You just have to kind of go for it.
But John McKee wants his 6th try of the season.
Yeah.
Will it come through the rolling maul?
There's very few certainties in life, but I reckon this could be one of them.
Taken by MacDonald. But John McKee is not at the back.
It's not a certainty.
And Atkinson is searching. And that's really good defense from Banbridge. They saw the rolling maul coming. They knew what was coming. And they knew what to do.
Yeah, Old Belvedere will be really unsettled by that because, as I said, it's almost been a certainty for them this season. Like when you have a line out that close to the try line, that John McKee's going to get his paws on it. It's going to end up in a try. But
and Glenn Sheridan just pulling aside Peter Crummy and Dean Moore, who's come off the bench for Old Belvedere. The very experienced Dean Moore, an AIL winner with Belvedere in the 2010-2011 season. Also a Bateman Cup winner in 2019 with Gary Owen. Was the skipper of that side. Caps for Irish clubs as well. And his CV goes on as well. So much experience.
I know there's legends of the pro game, but there's probably a lot of legends of the AIL game that probably don't get enough credit for some of the things they've achieved in their rugby career.
And here comes the shot from Old Belvedere. Trying to get the ball back. Yes, Sinton, who's done really well. A try scorer in this fixture. He's the son of the president of Banbridge as well. And Doherty finding touch. And coach Mark McDowell from Banbridge will be really happy with his side so far. He's a former assistant coach of Ballynahinch, and he's also coached in New Zealand, and he's just in his early 30s. So a lot of promise for Banbridge.
I know when they beat Old Belvedere before Christmas, it was probably the highlight of their season. But if they win here today, which it looks like they probably will, it's probably like it's a massive win for them, and it is the highlight of the season. A big win on the road, like to do it back to back, it's really impressive. And it's never easy going into games against Old Wesley or Highfield, but they couldn't be going in better.
Taken by McWay. John McKee at the back. And he's peeling away this time. Morrison is there for Banbridge. So can they put the hammer down Old Belvedere? Moore with the clean out. He looks like he's injured as well with that clear out. And Glenn Sheridan will stop the clock. And this is also very interesting because Kieran, Old Belvedere have Navan next weekend, and Navan will also need a victory as well. They really need a win. And those games can go anywhere when both sides really need to win, as we've seen today. Although Banbridge looking really comfortable and really creative.
Yeah, Navan, their backs will be up against the wall next week. They've got home advantage, so they'll be hoping to make the most of that. A really important game for them. A really important game for both sides.
So 11 minutes to go. 16-point ball game here. Banbridge 26, Old Belvedere 10. Banbridge have scored 3 tries in the form of Connor Field, who has got his 5th try of the season and 5th try against Old Belvedere. Can you believe that? Robin Sinton scoring try number 2, king of the Spider-Man. And then Andrew Morrison, the out-off, has also scored. And the try for Old Belvedere was a John McKee try, scoring his 5th try of the season.
Speaking of AIL players who are pushing in the pro game, Jack Crowley last night, it was great to see him play against Cast. I think, when he makes that step to the pro game, you can see he's probably not given as much space as he is in the AIL games, so he gets hit harder in the tackle, but I think he'll get used to that. I think he's a really top talent and he has a really bright future ahead of him.
Old Belvedere, well, they need to cash in. They have the opportunity to give themselves a chance out here at Ollie Campbell Park on their home turf. And it's a solid platform at scrum time. Atkinson, Gilhini, Wilkinson on debut for Ariel Robles. And that is a magical finish. And tremendous hands as well. And they're not out of this one. Superb play from Wilkinson and then superb hands from Ariel Robles.
Yeah, really good by Wilkinson there to create that score and Ariel Robles to finish it off. And now they just need to get on with it.
You really did well there, Ariel Robles, to pick that one up.
Yeah, I couldn't really see. I wasn't really sure what was happening. And then when the ref said it was a try, I was like, that's impressive.
You really took that in his shot as well. It looked for all money like you would never get that ball, Ariel Robles.
He's a really exciting player. Credit has to go to Old Belvedere though in the last kind of 10-15 minutes. I think they have played probably their best passage of play.
Well, 26 points to 15. And Old Belvedere, Kieran, they're not out of this. 2 tries will do it.
But they kind of have to just really go for it now and throw caution to the wind, I suppose.
Banbridge, well, they'll be in search of that 4th try for the bonus points. Tom Ryan with another take of kickoff for the number 8. Here's MacDonald. And was that high? It's play on. Wilkinson. And Dougherty. And his eyes are lighting up here, looking for another line break. Kennedy, who's on the park for Finnegan. And here's Little. Kennedy for McGann. And here's Stuart Crummy, the farmer. Morrison for Crummy. Robert Little. And he gets out of the tackle. Beautiful offload to Finnegan. Looking for try number 4. McGann. Really top stuff. It's Connor Field who scores. 2nd try of the game for Connor Field, and it's a bonus point try as well.
That's the final nail in the coffin, I think. And Rob Little again. His feet, he's created so much in this game. And to be fair, I think a bonus point win for Banbridge is probably fair. And I think they probably deserve it. So
And Kieran, that might just be checkmate.
I think so. It would be very hard. It's very hard to see Old Belvedere coming back from that.
Connor Field, well, try number 6 in the season and try number 6 against Old Belvedere as well. So it's a day of days for the right winger.
It's interesting though as well, you know the way Banbridge only beat Belvedere the first time around by 5 points. But they obviously seen a lot from that game and were like, no, we can do it again and we can do it better next time. No, they obviously took a lot of confidence from that victory and they learned a lot about Old Belvedere from that game.
Dougherty doesn't convert this time. So 31 points to 15. Banbridge certainly on their way up.
They'll be going up the road in great spirits this evening anyway.
And here's Gavin Nugent letting it bounce and having a go. Robles at scrum off for Pollard, who throws a dummy. Atkinson, Wilkinson, Gilheeney, the inside centre.
Jack Gilheeney, I actually learned from one of my friends there last night that the Beef Bros, he's one of the business partners for that, so that's quite the entrepreneur. He's quite the entrepreneur.
It's an intercounty GAA player as well.
A man of many talents.
Just 3 minutes to go. And it's taken by Fionn McWay and Joe Horan. Taking it to ground. And Uford. Oh, they need some urgency here, Old Belvedere. Wilkinson for Gilheeney. Will MacDonald. We've got the free play now, Old Belvedere. And they'll have the scrum.
It's not what I expected this game today. I actually genuinely did think it was going to be really close and a real nail-biting kind of affair, judging by the first game a few weeks ago. So yeah, I've been really surprised, and Banbridge have really surprised me actually, to be honest, because when you kind of read the table and obviously some of the score lines, you can see they were close, but the way they've played, and they've beaten Old Belvedere, well not yet, the final whistle hasn't gone, but if they are to beat them, which it looks like they are, they've done it convincingly. Like, there's been no question about it, so it's really impressive. You know, for a team that are sitting bottom of the table, you wouldn't expect a sort of performance like that.
Well, Belvedere with another scrum penalty. But the clock is just ticking away. Wilkinson knocks it into touch.
It's great to be back though, Justin. Over the Christmas I didn't really know what to do with myself, you know, I was kind of just thinking about the next game, and yeah, it's just great to be back.
John McKee and Will MacDonald. So two hookers on at the moment, McKee and Joe Horan. And here's Pollard And they're looking for try number 3 as McKee. And Joe Horan. Super stuff from the replacement hooker with his 3rd try of the season.
Joe Horan's fond of a maul try too, actually, but great to see him back in the score sheet. He got a couple of maul tries against Navan, and great to see him get number 3 here today.
Wilkinson, and he nails it. So that is full time. Banbridge 31, Old Belvedere 22. Banbridge do the double on Old Belvedere. And hard to believe that 5 weeks ago they hadn't won a game. They've won 2 now. And they're certainly on the way up.
How the tables have turned.
And just thoughts there, Kieran, on the fixture.
It's not what I expected, like I said. You know, I really thought that this would be a closer game, and I kind of came into the game expecting that Old Belvedere were going to do the job at home. But look, that's the nature of the AIL. You don't really know what's going to happen. But a really enjoyable game to get the new year started.
Banbridge move into 9th position, and they're certainly on the way up. Old Belvedere remain in 7th, and Old Belvedere scored tries through John McKee, Ariel Robles, and Joe Horan. And Banbridge, Connor Field scored 2, getting his 6th try of the season. Robin Sinton scored as well, and Andrew Morrison, the yard half. Thank you very much